Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to Del Mar for a really nice Saturday afternoon of racing. I'm Kurt Hoover, along with my friend Tom Quigley. And Tom, a little marine layer, a little cooler today, but nice weather for racing and a good feature race. I'm glad we've changed the name. It's now called the Chosen Vron. That is a horse that deserves to be honored here at Del Mar.
One of the most successful Calibreds, Kurt, trained by Aero Crueljack, multiple graded stakes winner, like you said. Good gambling card, so let's see if we can find some winners. Yeah,
real challenging sequence and back in town. He came out to Southern California a couple years back, brought a good string of horses.
Well, you can see he's 6 for 7-1. That's not the filly I like. And you talked about Bobby Falcone. He winner me, so that's good news. This is the first one he's shipping out to Southern California. And that is the filly I like. I will say this, Kurt, I'm a little surprised the rail filly, number 1, My Perfect Wave, is the current betting choice. I'm not sure that's going to be the case come post time. I really don't like her. She's a late closing sprinter in my opinion, but some of the betting public currently does like her. My top selection, as I mentioned, Bobby Falcone's filly. The reason why, Kurt, her last race was better than it looks on paper. The filly that beat her came back to run second, losing by a neck in the Grade 2 Sand Stakes at Belmont at Aqueduct, earning a buyer speed figure of 85. That was on October 18th. Since been El Dandy's last race, has the best last race buyer speed figure. There is some other early speed in the race, but I think Bintel Daddy is the class of the field. The other selection I like, Kurt, number 2, Pura Vida Princessa. She had more than a trouble trip last time out. If you watch the replay, Antonio Fresu kind of had to start and stop with her multiple times. If he gets a clear trip today, second off the long layoff, I think Pura Vida Princessa could be tough. I'll make the first race 3-2 in that order.
Yeah, I saw it the same way, 3-2, Tom. I do have a little soft spot for musical songs. She's probably in tough, but I bet on her last time. She ran super in her last 2 races. She really ran well, and she tries really hard. It's just a much tougher spot than those maiden claiming races, but she does try. 3-2 for me in the opener. Race 2, scratch the 3 and the 5, left with a 4-pack. Do we all it, or do we take a stand?
I think we take a stand, Kurt, and one of the ways that I like to handicap is try and eliminate horses rather than try and pick the winner. So let's work from the bottom up. Number 6, Voucher, is a second-time starter. Broke from the rail last time, but lost to a 43-to-1 shot. I'll give Voucher, I'll let Voucher try and beat me. Tascadero from the Sam Scalamari barn. We love the Scalamari barn, but one thing he doesn't do is win with first-time starters. Over the last 5 years, his barn is 0 for 11. I'll let him try and beat me as well. Scratch the 3. We come down to the morning line favorite, number 2, Tamarindo Beach. Blinkers on, drop in class for a very good trainer, Dean Pedersen. As Brad Free mentioned in the racing form, Dean Pedersen has won with 10 of his last 14 maiden claiming favorites. That's a tough statistic to overcome, but I will say this. Over the last 5 years, again, courtesy of DRF Formulator, whenever Dean Pedersen has dropped a horse in a maiden special weight race down into the maiden claiming race and also added blinkers, which is exactly what Tamarindo Beach is doing, he's 0 for 4. So there's a little bit of conflicting information there at a short price by process of elimination. I'll go to the rail horse, number 1, One Step Beyond. That race 2 back was very good. He lost to a $150,000 maiden claiming dropper in that maiden $32,000 race that he ran in late August at Del Mar, just by a process of elimination with no conviction whatsoever. I'll make race number 2, 1-2 in that order.
Yeah, I picked the 2, Tamarindo Beach. Not a lot of conviction, but I like the blinkers going on. Watching his last race, it says lost path. That's a good way to describe it early. He was very green, just trying to figure things out. The drop makes sense, blinkers on. 2, Tamarindo Beach on top for me in race 2. On to race 3, scratch the 7 and 8. The 12, Simplicity, does get in. I like a horse a lot here, Tom, but you're the guest. You get to go first.
I'm glad you like a horse a lot, because on the bottom of my form I wrote the most difficult race on the card. So I'm happy that you like a horse with a lot of passion. I will give you my top 2 selections. My top selection, Kurt's number 4, Player B, and it's only for one reason. The barn gets the riding services of Juan Hernandez. Francisco Rodriguez, longtime assistant for Jonathan Wong, now out on his own. It's just an interesting rider assignment because Juan has not ridden for this barn over the last 2 years. We know that he's got a lot of speed as well, so I'll put Player B on top. I'll also use the runner drawn right outside of him. Please Focus gets a pivotal rider change, I should say, over to Ricky Gonzalez. 4th race so far this year. All 3 races up to this point have been rock solid, showing a lot of early speed as well. Again, to me, the most difficult race on the card, 4-5, but I'm all ears.
I love the 1, Margot's Boy. I thought he ran super last time. He's got some back class. I thought he was going the wrong way, honestly, going in his last race, but he won like he's found his form again. He's going to get a great trip behind the speed. He's run well here. He's at a month in between races. Margot's Boy, a single for me. Sharp as Attack has speed on the outside. Please Focus, I thought it'll look. Harson's win in the summer was pretty good. I can see all those horses, Tom, but I'm going to take a stand. Margot's Boy for me in race number 3.
Can he get up in 5 furlongs?
That would be the one concern I have is the 5 furlongs, but he's so sharp right now, and he did lay pretty close last time, so I hope that doesn't compromise him. Margot's Boy for me.
And the Mullins barn always helps your chances.
Mullins barn are rolling along as usual. 4th race, pick 6 time. We kick things off here with a maiden race. Scratch, like, and subscribe. I think, Tom, this is going to be the shortest price in the pick 6 sequence, Captivator.
I think you're right, and that's actually the runner I'm putting on top. But let's first talk about Adam Kitchyman scratching one of his 2 runners. I always find that interesting when a barn enters 2 and then 1 scratches and 1 still remains in the field. Number 6 did scratch in race number 4. That means Kansu on the outside does draw in. I'll certainly want to see a debut effort out of him before I'm willing to back him with my money. Caves is a filly running against the boys. That would be number 4 from the Phil D'Amato barn. I do like Captivator on top. Showed a lot of speed last time out. Was well clear of the 3rd place runner. Earned a Buyer speed figure in excess of the par for this particular level. I think the interesting price, if you wanted to play exactas or tries, would be the runner down on the rail. Number 1, Sharon's Angels. Takes blinkers off for trainer Richie Baltus. Off that dismal performance, Richie could have put this horse anywhere. He decided to still protect him in a maiden special weight affair. And if you look at the running line, the 2nd place finisher came back to win in to run 2nd, I should say, in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile race last weekend here at Del Mar. So I think it was a better than looked effort. Showed speed for a 1/4 of a mile, then backed out. They get Maldonado, they get the rail. That means one thing, go to the lead and try and improve your position. But I think it's Captivator's race to lose. 3-1 for me, Kurt, in race 4.
Same 2 for me, Tom, for all reasons you mentioned on Sharon's Angel. I found it interesting the original PP's Franco was named. It's Maldonado riding the horse. And to your point, he chased a 22-quarter against pretty good horses. And I said the same thing to a friend of mine. I said, look, Baltus could drop. You don't need to run here. Blinkers off, Maldonado. Captivator, the one thing that I love about Captivator, Tom, it's very tough, I think, to win going 6 and a hook first time out.
Correct.
And that horse ran really well.
And now cuts back.
And now cuts back. Going to take a runner to beat him. Let's go 1 and 3 in race 4. On to the 5th, back on the turf at 1 mile. Favorite here is Certitude. Looks like the horse to beat. I thought there were other options. What do you think, Tom?
I do think there's one other very intriguing option. I do select Certitude as my 2nd choice in race number 5. But again, I've been mentioning a lot about DRF Formulator. I love going into the quote-unquote laboratory and kind of digging up statistics. And there's a great statistic for the rail filly here. Number 1, Sakura Blossom. Blinkers off. Go back and watch her last race on October 10th. It's way better than it looks. She looks like she was dropping out of contention as they turned for home. She finished an okay 4th, and then she re-rallied on the gallop out. Now today, blinkers come off. She lost to Certitude last time by not that much. Huge discrepancy in odds. And here's the statistic courtesy of DRF Formulator for the Leonard Powell barn. Taking blinkers off with horses running on turf going 2/3. He's done it 14 times over the last 5 years. He's won with 5 of them. That's a 36% win clip. He's finished in the money with 10 of them. That's 71% in the money. When he takes blinkers off with his turf routers, he means business. He sticks with Diego Herrera, 15-1 on the morning line. I'll put Sakura Blossom on top. Kurt, and Certitude, you talked about sharp runners. Look at Certitude's last 6 or 7. Continuing Buyer speed figure improvement. Likes to finish 2nd, which is a bit of a concern, but certainly the filly to beat. 1-6 in that order for me, Kurt, in race 5.
Yeah, Certitude, the horse to beat, no question. I've always liked Hannah Buckle. She's a true in-and-outer.
You sure have. She's made you some money.
Made some money, but she is an in-and-outer. When she bombs, she bombs. When she fires, she runs big. 3 next out winners out of a race at Del Mar. She's fresh. Got a little gap in the works that worries me a little bit, but on her best day, I thought she was good enough. And the outside horse, Wordplay, I thought she ran super last time behind Vibe. She cut the corner, finished well. Good race in the 5th. Even Jane Austen finished okay in her comeback race. So a challenging race number 5. The 6th kicks off the late pick 4. Good luck here, Tom, if you can sort this one out. These are $10,000 non-winners to life. I had some time on my hands, so I did the quick math. 141 starts for these horses, a grand total of 9 wins. Who do we go to here?
So you're telling me they're not very consistent.
I'm telling you they're very slow, inconsistent horses, yes.
It's so funny. You didn't like race, or I should say you did like race 3, and I didn't. I actually like this race a lot,
okay.
And I'm going to try and sell you on the outside runner, number 9, Last Call Paul. You follow the races on a regular basis, Kurt. If you look at Last Call Paul's last running line, that winner was that $25,000 Andy Mathis dropper that dropped in for 10. Easily won, but also was a void claim claim afterwards, so it looked a little bit skeptical. But here's the, besides that reason, Kurt, here's the other reasons why I like Last Call Paul. Go 3 races back to his victory here at Del Mar in mid-August. He broke from the outside post, which is exactly what he's doing today. It was his only victory in his 28 race career, so there's, like you said, a bit of skepticism here. But he broke his maiden for 20, now he's in for 10. I just like the placement. I like the relatively quick return in 14 days. I like Maldonado back in the saddle. I like the outside post.
And he's getting better, this horse.
He is
improving.
slowly
getting better.
Slowly.
I agree.
So at 4-1, I just thought he was kind of the horse that you had to use in the race. I mean, if you look at the graphics at the end of the seminar, he's my only single on today's card.
Okay. Yeah, I see. I went the other way. In the pick 6 ticket I just mapped out, I went 6 deep, and I might not have the winner. I picked No More Ding Dongs. I thought he had significant trouble. Says check 7/16. He got stopped cold. Tried to re-rally. I didn't think he ran that bad. Goes to Andy Mathis, which is a plus. Diego Herrera is riding very well. So I'm going to take a shot with No More Ding Dongs. Naismith's going to get the same trip he always does. He really doesn't go by anybody, but he's going to keep running in place. I had one crazy horse for you, Tom. What I see in this race is a real lack of speed. Any chance Chasing Rain's got a race left in him? Because he's got speed when he was going good, or he just could be going the wrong way. But the pace is very shaky. Your horse, Last Call Paul, maybe by default ends up on the lead, right?
Particularly with Maldonado in the outside post. Chasing Rain adds blinkers and third off a long layup, so it's possible. I mean, he's going to be a big price, 15-1 on the morning line, but if you're using a lot of runners, why not put him in?
Yeah, going to be a price. I just thought the pace is very soft in there. The 7th race, scratch the 3. Summer Lake, Quantum Energy switches over to Hector Barrios for Jeff Mullins. Needs to get some pace to run it and is kind of trouble prone. And then she's a joker for me. Tom gets back in with Cowbrits. Hasn't been in with Cowbrits much recently. Horse has routed well, can finish. So I was those two, 6 and 4. What about you?
Let's talk about She's a Joker, because I actually selected her as my second pick in this race. The reason why she comes back in 9 days, and again, courtesy of DRF Formulator, when Peter Miller brings back runners in less than 10 days, he wins at a 20% win clip, finishes in the money 56% of the time. And you didn't need to have a long-term memory, Kurt, to remember this race. Corporate Violet and the others in that race. That was a good race, just missed by a length and now in for the tag, having won this condition already. So She's a Joker, my second selection. But having said that, Kurt, and you know this, having been a long-time Southern California horse player, you have to respect any horse first off the claim for trainer George Papadromo. He dipped in and took Hay Demps for $25,000. Now he protects her. I know she just won for 14 lifetime, but as Brad Free from the Racing Form mentioned, Papadromo has won with 4 of his last 5 first off the claim runners, particularly with his first off the claim runners going 2 turns on the turf. He's 8 for 22 over the last 5 years. That's a 36% win clip. He gets Reespoli. It's a tough race, but I'm going to rely on the statistics and make it number 1, Hay Demps, and number 4, She's a Joker.
Yeah, good race. I went 6-4, but I could see it falling a lot of different ways. Hay Demps, obviously off the claim with Rispoli. Okay, 8th race. It's the Chosen Vron. It used to be known as the Cary Grant. Nothing against Cary Grant, but that was a long time ago. I honestly believe, Tom, some of these races need to be updated a little bit, right?
Through all of Southern California.
Through all of Southern California. I mean, I know all this stuff was great years ago, but the Chosen Vron is a good horse. He deserves to be honored with a race. What do we do in the Chosen Vron today?
Let's be contemporary a little bit, right? Let's kind of update the
Let's not get old and sour like we do sometimes, Tom.
I'm taking a contrarian stance here, Kurt, and I'm going to select against Mana Rose. And we talked about Jeff Mullins. I have a tremendous amount of respect for him. But hear me out as to why I think Mana Rose might be defeated today at a short price. Mana Rose last time out in the California Flag Distaff Handicap, I should say, California Flag Handicap, coming down the hill at Santa Anita, was in a battle the entire length of the lane, just sticking his nose in front of Lovesick Blues. That's a very demanding race. Now, he was off from November of 2024 until September of 2025. There had to be a reason. He's run 2 really good races, but everyone's going to expect him to take another step forward. I'm actually going to take the contrarian view. I think he's going to take a step backwards after that tough battle less than a month ago. I respect his ability. He could win, but at a short price. I'm going to look elsewhere. Specifically, I'm going to look at 2 different runners who I kind of value equally. One of them would be one that lost to Mana Rose back at Los Alamitos by 5 lengths, and that would be number 6, Stamp My Passport, who is 10-1 on the morning line. Although Stamp My Passport is shortening up from a route to a sprint. Just look at his form ever since trainer Leonard Powell put him 2 turns on the main track. Draw a line through that most recent turf effort, and suddenly you're left with a bunch of 1s, 2s, and 3s as far as his finish position. He's run 2 times over this main track. He has 1 win and 1 second. Big price discrepancy. That's why I like Stamp My Passport, to make up that ground that he got defeated by Mana Rose last time. And also, number 1, Shea Brennan, a 3-year-old in the field, in my opinion, is probably the runner to beat. 4th race so far this year. That race 2 back over this main track surface was dynamite. He's run 5 times over this main track, never finished off the board. Last time he did lose to Mana Rose, but that was his debut on the turf course. He also broke from the rail. I'm willing to excuse that effort. I think either Shea Brennan Kurt or Stamp My Passport is going to upset the morning line favorite, Mana Rose.
Yeah, I respect Mana Rose, but I tried to beat him too, Tom. I like Shea Brennan. I've always liked this horse. He is a really hard trying horse. You don't need me to tell you that. Just look at his form. He's never run a bad race. I actually thought he ran okay down the hill last time. He cut the corner. He finished up well down along the inside. The one thing, I wish he was on Lasix. Look at his one Lasix race.
Of course.
Right? That was the allowance race.
Best one by far.
But he's run well without it. So I like Shea Brennan also. He's just a racehorse. He should get a great trip, and I think 7/8 is perfect distance for him. I respect Mana Rose, to me, the second horse, so I went 1-5 in race number 8. All right, we wrap it up with the 9th race. Buena suerte here, Tom. This is a mishmash, grab bag, scramble, whatever cliche I like to use, it's one of those.
You and I basically handicap on a daily basis, and we fall in love with different runners, and we kind of follow them throughout their career. And you'll recall during the summer seminars that you and I have done, I've always had a soft spot in my heart for number 4, Winning Patriot. He's a lightly raced son that's son of Ohm that's trained by Carla Gaines. He's a half to Super Patriot that was trained by Richie Baltus, earned over $300,000 in his career. Last time out, lost to Vodka, no disgrace, but he's just improving, and Ricky Gonzalez is starting to understand him a little bit more.
He's kind of a nutcase, the horse.
He is.
I'll use that term. He's a funny horse. When you watch him going to the gate,
we're all nutcases.
Yeah, but he's a very difficult horse. He's one of the horses.
Quirky.
Yeah, if he ever puts it all together, because he's got the ability, but he's just a bit of a head case.
Yeah, and I can understand that. But you can see even last time out, he was a little bit closer to the pace than he normally was. Like I said, it was a little bit of a tougher field. Now he's got 2 good works, including a bullet workout on Halloween at Santa Anita over the main track. I just have a soft spot for Winning Patriot, 6-1 on the morning line. And left-hand man, Peter Miller Bard has been a little bit cold, but yesterday woke up with a win in race number 2. Left-hand man certainly has the best speed figures to go off of. Now, whether you can translate them to the turf is the big question mark. 0-2 so far in his career. And like you said, very difficult race. I'll make it 4-2 to close it out.
Yeah, very tough race. I picked Grazed. He's in the Calbred race for the $20,000 tag. Comes out of a good race. Titanic Thompson came out of that race and crushed yesterday.
Sure did.
Also, I looked up his lifetime PPs. He can route. He ran 3rd in a maiden race on the turf way back in 2023. So he can route. I think he's getting fit, and he's a fair price. I did pick Winning Patriot 2nd. He's a head case, but he's got ability. Some of the others, Cardiff Crack. He's going to come running late. Mavman's getting better. King of Dragons has been gelded. It's just a really good race. The whole card is like that, Tom. I think if you're right in 2 or 3 races today, you can have a really good day the way these races fall in the sequences.
All you need to do is beat a couple of favorites, maybe get home a $12 or $14 winner, and suddenly the pick 6 pays box scores.
Let's hope we knock it down today. 2 tickets, yours and mine. Tom, thanks for your time.
Kurt, thanks for your time. We'll do it again next weekend.
Tom Quigley has been my guest. Thanks to all of you for watching. 36 minutes away from post time on a really good Saturday card in Southern California.